Above your head right now, the atmosphere holds 3 quadrillion gallons of fresh water. In Ethiopia, a 30-foot bamboo tower wrapped in mesh pulls 25 gallons of clean drinking water from thin air every single day. It only costs $500 and uses zero electricity. A desert beetle that drinks fog inspired the entire design. By the end of this video, you will learn why building codes block this and how to build one yourself. Hi, I'm Greg, and welcome to Building Grounds. Subscribe and hit the bell to uncover more building secrets they never taught you. The air surrounding every city and town on this planet is saturated with water, not metaphorically, measurably. The atmosphere contains roughly 12.9 trillion cubic meters of fresh water suspended in vapor and droplets at any given moment. That is more water than flows through every river on Earth combined. It floats above drought-stricken villages, above crumbling reservoirs, above cities rationing tap water to millions. The physics of capturing it is remarkably simple. When air cools below its dew point, water condenses on any available surface. Every blade of grass covered in morning dew is proof. Every cold glass sweating on a summer table is proof. Modern fog collectors and field studies yield 3 to 10 liters of water per square meter of mesh per day. Dew collectors pull an additional 0.3 to 0.6 liters per square meter overnight. These are not theoretical projections. These are measured results from peer-reviewed water science journals. Nature figured out this engineering millions of years before humans existed. On the southwest coast of Africa, the Namib Desert receives less than half an inch of rainfall per year. It is one of the driest habitats on Earth, yet a small beetle thrives there. The Stenocara gracilipes performs a ritual every morning when fog rolls in from the Atlantic. It tilts its body forward into the wind and lets microscopic water droplets collect on its back. In 2001, researchers Andrew Parker and Chris Lawrence published the discovery that changed everything. The beetle's shell is covered with tiny hydrophilic bumps that attract moisture. Between those bumps run waxy hydrophobic channels that repel water. Droplets form on the bumps, grow heavy, and roll down the slick valleys directly into the beetle's mouth. This creature harvests 12% of its body weight in drinking water every single day. From air. In a desert, engineers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology later replicated this surface geometry on synthetic materials. They found that mimicking the beetle's bump and channel pattern increased condensation efficiency by up to 40% compared to flat surfaces. The implications rippled through materials science departments at universities from Tokyo to Berlin. An Italian architect named Arturo Vittori studied that beetle's back. He also studied lotus leaves and spider silk and the fog-trapping spines of desert cacti. He reverse-engineered their surfaces into a structure that would change millions of lives. But humans did not need modern biomimicry to discover this principle. We knew it 5,000 years ago, and then we forgot. In the ancient Levant, archaeologists have uncovered low circular stone walls built around plants specifically to collect overnight condensation. In the Atacama Desert of South America and across Egypt, piles of stones were arranged so that moisture would trickle down inner walls into collection basins. On the Canary island of El Hierro, ancient civilizations placed cisterns beneath native tree species whose leaves funneled fog downward. In Crimea, a Russian forester named Friedrich Siebold built a stone pile condenser that produced approximately 360 liters of water per day, using nothing but stacked rocks and temperature differentials. The Incas did it, the Persians did it, North African Berbers did it. Indigenous communities in Peru and Chile developed fog harvesting methods using woven grass and leaves centuries before any European arrived. Every civilization that mastered hot, arid climates discovered atmospheric water harvesting independently. 5,000 years of proven engineering across every inhabited continent. Then, one man walked into an Ethiopian village and realized the modern world had completely abandoned all of it. In May of 2012, Arturo Vittori traveled to northern Ethiopia. Born in 1971 in Viterbo, Italy, he had designed interiors for aircraft and worked on projects for the European Space Agency. Nothing prepared him for what he witnessed. He saw women and children walking for hours across cracked terrain, carrying water containers on their backs. The water was brown with sediment. They shared that water with goats and cattle. People in the region spend 40 billion hours per year just searching for and transporting water. Vittori did not attempt to drill a well or lay pipe from some distant reservoir. He looked up at the sky and saw an ocean nobody was collecting. The Warka Water Tower stands 10 meters tall with a base footprint of 4.2 meters. Its frame is woven from bamboo or juncus stalks, shaped into a graceful vase-like form. The entire structure weighs only 176 pounds. Inside hangs a polyester mesh net with 80 square meters of condensation surface area. The outer shell was shaped by studying termite hives, which manage airflow and internal temperature passively through geometry alone. When humid air passes through the mesh, water vapor condenses on the cool fibers. Droplets form, merge, and trickle down into a collection reservoir at the base. Rain, fog, and dew all contribute. The system requires zero electricity. It operates entirely on gravity and condensation and evaporation. A team of 4 people can assemble the full kit in one day. The tools required are a bamboo splitter, a caliper, a hammer, a drill, and a handsaw. No scaffolding, no power tools, no heavy machinery. Total material cost sits at roughly $500. That is less than 1/4 the price of installing a single composting toilet. Vittori has stated openly that he did not invent something new. He rediscovered passive techniques that human ancestors used for millennia, knowledge that was forgotten the moment industrial alternatives arrived. So here sits a $500 bamboo structure that pulls drinking water from empty air. It has been deployed across Africa. It has won international design awards. It has been validated by university testing. And yet not a single one has been built legally on American soil. Open the International Residential Code and search for atmospheric water harvesting. You will find nothing, no section addressing it, no performance pathway, no compliance credit, no inspection protocol. The code assumes all potable water enters a building through municipal pipes or a drilled well. A bamboo tower condensing moisture from ambient air does not fit the template, and in American building regulation, what does not fit the template simply cannot be approved. Inspectors cannot stamp blueprints for systems their training never mentioned. Contractors cannot install what no licensing exam ever covered. Picture a homeowner in Phoenix, Arizona standing before a zoning board with a bamboo tower blueprint in hand. The board members flip through their manuals searching for a category that does not exist. The meeting ends. The application is denied, not because the tower fails, because the paperwork has no place for it. The Environmental Protection Agency has acknowledged that plumbing codes present a common barrier to alternative water collection methods. Whether those codes make no provisions at all or actively mandate connection to conventional supply systems, regulatory change is the necessary first step. But that change has not arrived. In states governed by Western water rights doctrine, the situation grows even more hostile. Colorado enforced a 120-year-old law implying that collecting rainwater on your own property was illegal. The legal theory held that those droplets might have flowed downstream into another person's water supply. If a state government will fight you over rain falling on your own roof, then water condensed from ambient humidity occupies an even darker legal void. Colorado, Utah, Nevada, Illinois, and Arkansas all impose heavy restrictions on what homeowners can do with precipitation that lands on their own land. Now follow the money and the full picture emerges. The American bottled water industry generates tens of billions of dollars every year. Consumers pay up to 1,900 times more for bottled water than for the same volume from a tap. Producing and delivering that bottled water requires up to 2,000 times more energy than municipal supply. Meanwhile, public water utilities hold exclusive territorial rights to serve consumers within their designated zones. Every atmospheric water tower installed represents a monthly bill that never arrives, a plastic bottle that never sells, a municipal hookup fee that never gets collected. Water quality standards designed for massive industrial treatment plants become impossible barriers for a bamboo tower with a mesh net. Not because the water is dangerous, but because the compliance framework was never designed to evaluate it. The regulations were written to protect centralized systems, systems that profit from dependency. Think about a family in Flint, Michigan who suffered through years of contaminated municipal water. They were told to trust the system. The system poisoned them. A bamboo tower in their backyard would have been illegal. The codes are written against you. The market incentives reward your ignorance, but physics does not read legislation. In 2015, the first full-scale Warka Water tower was installed in the village of Dors, Ethiopia. That pilot tower collected up to 100 liters of potable water per day. Since then, 9 additional towers have been deployed across Togo, Cameroon, Haiti, and Ethiopia. Testing conducted by the University of Rijeka confirmed the tower successfully collects every type of usable atmospheric precipitation. The water produced in unpolluted environments meets World Health Organization guidelines for safe drinking water. The evidence reaches far beyond a single tower design. In the coastal village of Chungungo, Chile, 100 fog collectors produced 15,000 liters annually for an entire decade. In the Anti-Atlas Mountains of Morocco, Cloudfisher fog nets withstand winds of 120 kilometers per hour, while delivering up to 600 liters per net per day. In the Congo Basin rainforest of southern Cameroon, Vittori and his team have constructed a full Warka village, an entire community served by atmospheric harvesting, built from local materials using ancient principles, thousands of installations across dozens of countries, operating at hospitals, schools, and homes, producing clean water year after year with documented, measured results. The question is no longer whether this technology works. The question is whether you will keep waiting for permission to use it. Now here is how you build one yourself. Condensation. Does not require a permit. Any surface cooled below the ambient dew point collects water. Mesh maximizes surface area. Elevation captures wind-driven moisture. Gravity delivers the rest. Start with a rigid frame. Bamboo is ideal because it is lightweight, strong, and cheap. Cut your stalks to equal lengths and bind them into a tapered tower shape using rope or zip ties. You want a wide base narrowing toward the top to create a funnel effect for airflow. 10 feet tall is a practical minimum for backyard builds. Next, hang your condensation surface inside the frame. Polyester or polypropylene mesh works best. The finer the weave, the more surface area water has to form on. Stretch it taut so droplets roll downward instead of pooling and evaporating. At the base, place a food-safe collection basin. A large plastic drum with a spigot works perfectly. Cover the basin opening with a fine screen to keep debris and insects out. Position your tower on the highest open ground available, facing the prevailing wind direction. The more AER flow passing through the mesh, the more moisture you collect. Performance varies honestly with your climate. In regions with high humidity and large day-to-night temperature swings, daily yields approach the upper range of 25 gallons. In drier conditions, output drops. But the principle holds true everywhere moisture exists in air. Examples include coastal fog zones along the Pacific Northwest, humid subtropical valleys across the Gulf Coast, Appalachian mountain passes where mist settles every morning before dawn, and the Southern California marine layer that rolls inland every evening and burns off by noon. The Persians knew this 2,400 years ago at Yazd, where their condensation chambers still stand. Chilean villagers proved it with fog nets running for a decade straight. Ethiopian families are living it right now, filling containers from bamboo towers under open skies. Vittori has said that if you give people something that makes them independent, they free themselves from cycles of dependency entirely. That principle applies in rural Ethiopia. It applies in suburban America. It applies everywhere water falls from the sky and someone tells you it is not yours to collect. The atmosphere does not care about building codes or water rights doctrines or plumbing regulations or industry lobbying budgets. It holds its water the same way it always has, patient, abundant, and waiting. The only thing missing is a surface for that water to land on. That surface costs $500. It can be built in a single afternoon, and the sky above your house is full. If this changed how you think about construction, subscribe to Building Grounds with Greg. Please watch the next video appearing on your screen right now.